What is going on, guys? I am back with another video. This one will be part 3 of working on the motor. I'm going to be doing some small things here and there. Update. I was getting my roof redone on this house, and they were working too hard and made the sheetrock fucking fall and went on my motor. And there was dust everywhere. I tried to clean it up the best I can. It's still dirty. As you know, if you follow me on Instagram, I did take the turbo side of the exhaust, or the exhaust side of the turbo, my fault, and the header to get ceramic coated. They had a choice between black, which is like a flat matte black, and I didn't really care for the way that looked. It kind of looked like that stuff you can get out of a rattle can, like flat black exhaust paint. And then they had a silver, and that looked fake. It just looked stupid. And then they had a gray, and the gray was a little bit darker. It's kind of in between. It's a nice color, so that's the color I ended up going with. It's my favorite one. It was also my coder's favorite one. He was the one that recommended it to me, because I didn't want it to stick out too much. The silver will stick out too much. The black might blend in too much, but the gray will kind of stick in there and not stick out too much and not blend in too much. It'll kind of be that perfect in between. So before I do that, let me flip the camera around real quick and I'll show you what I got going on. Alright, so as I said, I got it gray. This isn't a paint. This is literally ceramic coat. It ran about $150 for this and the header. I'll show you all the header here in a second. I still have the header wrapped up. I went ahead and put all this back on. As you see, I still have the OEM exhaust studs on here, so these are coming off because I have just purchased titanium hardware to go on here. These are titanium bolts, and if you don't know what titanium is, they offer either the OEM ones, which are steel, and the problem is they rust, they get corroded, they can strip, they can snap, or they offer a stainless one or titanium. So it was weird because I was looking up the difference between the two. Obviously, if you don't know anything about metal, stainless is a heavier metal than titanium, obviously. Stainless also doesn't corrode, but it's heavier. And it's not near as strong as titanium. Titanium has the strength of steel, and it's 45% of the weight of steel. And the crazy thing is titanium is actually 45% lighter than... like I said, normal steel and obviously stainless, but it's also 3 to 4 times stronger as well. So, and it was $20 cheaper to go this route. For whatever reason, ARP sells the stainless ones, and the stainless ones, like I said, were about 130-ish, and these were about 115 after. So I saved $15 and even got titanium. I went with a raw. I'm not a big fan of the colored titanium stuff. That's just me. I think it looks good on other people's cars, just not my taste. Here is the header done in the gray as well. You can see real good of the sheepy. But it came out really great. I can't wait to unwrap it fully and get to see everything. But I'm waiting because I'm going to put this on, and then I just ordered my OEM exhaust gasket. I got them from Honda Parts now. I went ahead and got 2 of them. And so those should be in hopefully next week sometime, so I can put all that together. This whole motor's all dusty from doing that. But anyway, so I'm going to get these studs out and I'm going to replace it with those. Another key factor I like about these is they come with these little tips on that you see, and you can fit an Allen key in there, and that's how you put them on without scratching this, because titanium is pretty acceptive to being scratched, and that can be an issue. Also, huge shout out to Brandon Warburg. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right or not, but he sent me a JDM cluster, which is nice. This is fake carbon fiber, but it's still dope. It's still a rare piece. And the OEM center console thing, like I said, this is just synthetic carbon fiber that Honda makes. Little detail there, that won't be no big issue. And then the rest of it is just kind of scratched up and whatnot. So we're going to polish this one up, and well, I'm going to do a light sand, and then I'll go through and I'll polish it all up to make it shine again and get all the scratches out of it and bring that color back, and then we'll put it on the center console hopefully today. And if I can find my cluster laying around here somewhere, I'll put that in. Also, I got a video coming. Carbon fiber Mugen rear balances. If you follow me on Instagram too, you saw I've been test fitting those. So let's get started. I got a few things to do. Oh, also, another shout out to Poncho. I got my O-ring kit and whatnot in. in order to put my injectors in to my manifold, so I can go ahead and put my injectors in as well. So this is exciting. So most of it's going back together. I still need to find my fucking torque wrench or go get one. I let a buddy borrow a while back and still haven't got it, and that was like 2 years ago, so I might as well just chalk that up as a loss. And then another change that will be coming is, this is just a Gates timing belt. I will be going to the blue Racing Gates timing belt, which I believe has like some kind of Kevlar the belt will be made out of Kevlar, which I think is what the blue one's made out of. So that's where that extra strength comes in, which is good for the high revs. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started before I keep blabbering on. It's already been like 4.5 minutes of me just talking up my ass. I'm going to get these out. I do have a stud puller kit, and basically it just goes onto the end of this and you can back it out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the old school way. Basically just get a pair of vice grips, bite onto it, and twist them out that way. I won't be able to do that on camera. I'm just giving y'all that advice. So yeah, let me get all this shit going. Alright, so I got all the old ones out, and as you can see, they're actually pretty short. So this is the shortest one that Speed Factory sells. This is a 55. They have another one that's a 65, which is slightly longer than this one, but you can see that they're actually longer than the OEM anyway, so that'll work out perfectly. I said basically I just use a big wrench right here, sometimes even this, or like I said, if you have the correct tool. So that's what you do with the wrenches, but you won't be able to put them back on if you're trying to put them back on, but for me, I'm not. They make these cool stud pullers that basically it slides in there, and this is like a real easy way. Hook it up to an impact, put that in there, and it bites going back, and it'll back those out 99% of the time. I have had issues with that kit, so I like that kit, but the old school way is you do it with a wrench, or like I said here too as well. So when the guy painted the motor, he just kind of painted everything here, so I'm going to sand this surface down to make it nice and smooth. So when I get the gasket in, it has a nice smooth surface to sit on. Also, you can see he just kind of painted in there too, like he didn't really care. Whoever did it. And we can see that the motor's been ran at one point. Even looks like it might be leaking in some of the exhaust valves, so I might even be taking the whole head off this thing just to give it another look over. Like I said, in here looks fine, but you never know. Everything looks fine. It turns over just fine. This is another thing that I really hate about this motor is, for whatever reason, somebody took a good chunk out of here, took all that out, so now this is being held in by one thing. So I might get a helicoil, and then I might go find a welder to weld a chunk in here and just drill a circle through there, and then helicoil it myself. And so I could have the 2 screws in there versus the 1. So there's a few things on this motor I don't really care for, that have also, what's been kind of stopping my progress is, do I want to just go ahead and do a full teardown and look at it and replace the head gasket and all that, or do I just want to finish it up, slap it on, and see what the hell happens? But while I have it out, you know, I might as well almost just take off the head and give everything another look over just to see. So we'll see. I'll sleep on it and see what I feel like doing. Part of me just wants to send it because I'm ready to get my Prelude running, but I want to get running the right way. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to sand this down. I'm going to use basically a sanding bit on the end of my drill, and it'll give it a nice smooth finish and get that paint off there, and then I'll be able to put the stainless, or the titanium I should say, set in, and yeah, we'll go from there, guys. Alright guys, so as y'all can see, I did get all of the paint off this. It's nice and smooth. Titanium hardware's in. Hey, I get her to stop playing with it and dropping shit. Thank you. We're gonna put that back over here, okay? Don't touch Daddy's stuff right now. So it comes with an extra one. I'm not sure. I think there might be an extra one on the back side for the intake manifold, so I think that's why there's so many in the kit. The reason I didn't actually end up using this one, and I'm glad it came with an extra one, is you can see they actually kind of sent it to me with a little bit of fucked up threads. Ain't no big deal. I said there was enough in it to do what I needed to do, but if there wasn't, that could have been an issue. But anyway, basically just put the Allen key in the end of it, and then you just tighten it. I mean, you can do this by hand. They don't have to be hella tight. I think it's like 7 or 8 pounds. You can easily do that by hand. If anybody wants to correct me on that, more than welcome to. And then obviously it's going to go, the washer is going to go on the back side here, I guess, to cover that little bit of gap. Oh wait, no, sorry. Disregard what I just said. I'm a fucking idiot. The washer is going to go before the nut, so you're going to put the thing on, obviously. You're going to put the gasket on, which is going to be metal gasket, which is coming in for me for next week. Then you'll put the manifold on, then the washer, and then the nut. But yeah, here's that. Super easy, not hard at all, and they look really, really nice. And that's a good way to not have rusty steel bolts that don't break. They also do sell these in a burnt. It's actually cheaper to go it's cheaper to go raw, and I already have raw titanium hardware right here, and these bolts are titanium raw. Like I said, that's just the way I like it. Maybe you like the burnt one, go for that, man. If that's you, that's you. But yeah, so this is where I might end up stopping. I'm going to polish up that carbon fiber part over there. Well, carbon fiber part over there. And then I'll continue. Hopefully Sunday is my next off day, so we'll see, guys. Alright, guys, so it is sanded and polished. As you can see, you can actually see the carbon fiber a lot better. There's a crack right here, pretty deep cut right here. I don't want to go too far down because it just looks like it's hydro dip basically from the factory, so I don't mess that up. And then obviously this is already pretty messed up, but with that in and the shift boot in and all that, you won't be able to tell. But that looks a lot better than it did. I just only got a little bit of polish on this, but that'll wipe right off. But yeah, as you can see, that looks 100 times better than what it did earlier. So basically I just used a very, very light sand, and then yeah, polish it with my polishing wheel and a little bit of polish from Meguiar's, and it's alive. Sorry, trying to teach my daughter how to ride a bike.
What is this?
That's the intake manifold.
Oh, what is this?
Welcome back, guys. Sorry, my son's asking a lot of questions, but I got my helper back. Let's fix your hair, buddy.
What is this?
That is the water pump pulley.
Oh, what is this?
That's part of the tensioner.
What is this?
That's part of the engine mount.
Oh, what
Alright.
is this?
Hey, alright, cut it up. Anyway, so I ordered my gasket. With those gaskets like that, I only order Honda, and I order off HondaPartsNow.com. They're cheaper than going to the dealership, and you get it relatively quick. So everybody knows these break, and a lot of people don't run them. This is the front part for the latch on the hood. I went ahead and bought another one of those because it was cheap on there. And then, even on their website, this is cheaper than you can get them from eBay. And like I said, it's a legit Honda thing. They use Nippon for it. And then I also ordered like another hood seal and whatnot, and that's just an extra one to have around here. Sorry, my son's messing with stuff. But I'm going to cut this package open. We're going to put this on, and we're trying to see what the header looks like completely out of the wrapping, and we're going to put that on the motor. So stick with me. Alright guys, so we got the header on, and this thing looks absolutely beautiful. Like I said, this is a ceramic coat. My coater told me to be careful because it does scratch easy. But we got all the nuts and bolts on here from the titanium setup. And I do say, if you've ever handled titanium, it's weird because it feels fake. It's so light. It just feels like it's cheap, fake stuff. Simon, get over here. Hey! Sorry, my son's running off. I told you, sit down right there. Don't move. And, so anyway, it's crazy stuff because it's supposed to be as strong as steel, but yet 3 to 4 times lighter. So it's pretty nuts. So now I got all this in place, the gasket on there. I'm going to wait to put the turbo on because I still got to put the oil pan on. So I need to go get my torque wrench from my buddy, torque the main caps, and then I'll put on the oil pan. And honestly, this motor will be ready to go into Hercules. Alright, so I got the injectors and fuel almost on. There's one little thing I need to take care of. Should come down here and look at this. Oh, I don't want to focus on that. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Okay. You can see that there's that small gap when I actually lift it up to sit in its right place. So I'm going to go get another small wash like these from the hardware store. and then it should be sitting right. We had to add top hats to these for it to work in this injector rail. And Pancho sent those to me, so shout out to him again. He is the injector god. But if you seriously have any injector questions or any help with your injectors, hit Pancho up. He knows what he's talking about, knows what he's doing. And then, like I said, I just gotta get a small washer, and then probably a fatter one to go on top so I can close up that gap, and then we can put the bolts on and tighten that down. Okay, and I'm also going to put on the turbo gasket and the turbo for the last thing I do. This is pretty interesting. This is a copper gasket, and this was made by Copper Gaskets Unlimited. Lanny Visconti, probably butchered his name. It says veteran owned, so he must be a veteran, which is pretty cool. This actually came with the motor when I traded it for that Prelude. So this is a pretty neat piece. So I couldn't even tell you how much that was. But the good thing about copper is it's pretty conductive, and it should be a reusable gasket for the most part. So that part's really cool. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on there, and then put the Allen key bolts on there, and go ahead and get the turbo sat on there and ready to go, basically. But yeah, so this should be exciting. Or you know what, maybe I'll do that later. But yeah. Alright, so went ahead and put that on. These two are fine. This one's gonna be tricky. I can't even get that one started, and it won't spin because it's in housing, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I have no idea. But and then this one fits fine. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit more work on that to see how to get, especially this rear one fit. It originally came with this in here, but so I don't know if I'm gonna have to slowly put it down and then twist that one on as I go. Basically, like have a nut on here. I'd show you when I go to do it, but I don't think this is gonna work because I won't be able to turn that one. So this is where I'm gonna stop for today. I'll make this part 3 of building the H22, or working on the built H22. I'm very excited that I was able to do a few things that I had on the checklist to do, so I can mark those off. And then yeah, so make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. I'm always doing stuff like this. Hopefully this thing will be in sometime in the summertime, and we can go ahead and get this thing rocking and rolling and making some turbo noises. Anyway, guys. Alright, guys, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Like I said, love y'all. Until the next one, I'll probably be doing a part 4, maybe doing a part 5 of me finishing up this to make sure it's fully ready to go into the car. But again, thanks for all y'all's love and support. Until next time, guys.